Bring you up to date on some of the issues that we're facing across Shelby County. I'll start by saying from a financial standpoint, our county is in good financial shape. We're continuing to pay our debt down. Although it's a very large debt, we've been able to reduce the debt by some $300,000 in the last 18 months. And we're continuing to progressively move toward reducing our debt. Our bond rating is good, AA+, good shape there. We have been able to avoid tax increases for about the last 3 years, which is encouraging. So from the standpoint of our financial stability, we're in good shape. The events in the next year will dictate some challenges for us. We certainly know that our property appraisals are predicted to be down by some 2 to 3%, which will have an impact certainly on our revenue flow. So there will be a decrease in revenue that's coming in. We know that our school system still has some financial challenges that are undetermined at this time to the extent. We'll be having to address that. And then our juvenile court, which if you've read the paper recently, you've followed some of the issues that are facing us with our juvenile court, and we do anticipate that that will cost us some money as well. I have personally stood in opposition to the 0.5% sales tax that's been proposed, more from the standpoint of procedure than anything else. We know that by merging our school system is going to be financially challenging for us. I served on the Transition Planning Committee for the past year, and we made 170-something recommendations of ways to try to pare down that cost. And I think if the school board will embrace those 170-plus recommendations, that we have a chance of reducing the deficit even more. The reason I've been in opposition to the sales tax is that, in a sense, if the sales tax passes, then that gives a $30 million pass to the school system. It, in some ways, relieves them of the obligation to continue to look for efficiencies. I would much prefer that the school board look at the 170-plus recommendations, craft their budget accordingly, submit their budget to the county commission. The county commission will do its due diligence and consider the budget presentation, and then at that time determine the funding level. If a tax increase is warranted, then we'd be able to come to all the citizens of the county and say, this is our deficit, this is why we have a deficit, this is how much money we need, and we need to move forward on that basis. At this point, there's still a lack of clarity as to the future of our school system. There has not been a superintendent chosen. The recommendations out of 172, only 17 have been adopted. We don't know the composition of the school board. There are many unknowns, so to ask taxpayers to weigh in with an additional tax at this time, I've stated time they can, is premature. As far as economic development is concerned, we're continuing to show some progress with our initiatives that we undertook last year. We are calling upon our chambers of commerce across Shelby County to really be our eyes and ears when it comes to economic development. Working very closely with your chamber out here, with Mr. Galata, your economic development director, to see what we can do to assist you all in those things that are a priority to you for economic development. Certainly your industrial park out here that I think you're having your ribbon cutting in the next couple of weeks. I look forward to coming out for that. But we are asking our chambers of commerce to be our very vigorous eyes and ears as they go out and recruit, work to let us know where there may be deficiencies in our current incentive program, help us work with you to determine the best course for Millington. We've been very pleased with the cooperation that we've had from all our chambers across the Shelby County area, and we'll continue to work very closely with them. I think it's important that the communities be the ones who really drive economic development, and let us in county government help you achieve your goals. On some public works issues, just within the last month, we met over at the Baker Community Center to address some of the Big Creek Basin flooding issues that have been particularly problematic for Millington. Mayor Carter attended that meeting. Mayor, thank you so much for your input. I think we had a good turnout for that meeting. Since then, Tom Needham, our Public Works Director, has been convening small working groups to see where we can get some funding to do a study on the basin and some of the flood issues there. Those of you who have suffered through the last two floods, and I think all of you probably have in one way or another, this is a very imperative problem for us in North Shelby County. We've also enlisted the support of Tipton County to get them involved as well. A lot of that water is flowing from north, and we want to certainly help our Tipton County brethren address some of those issues. Fight Road Capital Improvement Project, a $9 million project, and we are on tap there to move forward with the work that needs to be done there. That said, I would say that on balance, our financial conditions are good, but our challenges are significant. We'll be working very closely with officials here in the Wilmington area, with your fire and your police officials to assist in any way we can there, and certainly the public works officials as well. But Mayor, I had an opportunity when I was sheriff to do this about once a year. I have not done it since I've been mayor. This is my first cycle around the county to sit down with each of the boards and the mayor to really give you this update and certainly entertain any questions that you might have. Any questions?
Thank you so much for the job that you've done in working with us, especially on the flooding issue. I appreciate the opportunity in that meeting. And I'm grateful that we're going to include all the parties involved, that both Fayette and Tipton were represented in that, because it's a regional issue rather than just a local issue. So thank you for that.
I think that would be one of our great challenges over the short term, is to see what we can do to improve those conditions up here. Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look forward to visiting with you at any time, but certainly I'd like to come back